Hey everyone, I've got a really epic puzzle to show you today. This one actually comes from a live recording that I did of the Sunday puzzle. So enjoy me trying to solve it live, but I hope you enjoy it and I hope you enjoy the kind of explanation of the solution later on. Let's take a look at it together and hopefully you can solve it faster than I did. Welcome back to another edition of videos. Here we have the Sunday puzzle that we're going to try and attempt to solve today. So as you can see here, it is white to move in this position and we need to try and find the best moves in this position. Now, the only thing to kind of help us with this particular puzzle is the hint here says waiting for 1-0, which maybe tells me that this particular puzzle there might be some sort of win here, and normally in these end games where you've got two knights, as long as black has got a pawn, particularly if it's a H pawn or an A pawn, so imagine that, you can then win. Now funny enough, I had a position not like this one but actually quite similar to this, but I'm drinking some soup whilst I'm doing this, by the way, so apologies. I'm a little bit cold in the UK at the moment, so I do apologise. I had a position actually in a blitz match where my opponent had an edge pawn and I had a knight and a king only, and I had a completely losing position. He had a couple other pawns or something, and anyway, he runs out of time and my opponent goes, oh well, this is clearly a draw, you know, you've got insufficient mating material here. And I was like, well no, actually, because of the knight, you know, you could still checkmate yourself if the king went into the corner. My opponent was like, what are you talking about? This is ridiculous, and I can easily prove that this is a simple draw. I just have to keep away from the corner. And so we obviously call the arbiters over because he's run out of time at this point. And I said, well, you know, look, he could, in theory, still checkmate himself if he goes into the corner. And the arbiter was like, yeah, you know, according to FIDE rules, if there is a lone knight and a king versus a pawn and there is a potential checkmate able to happen, then it is classed as then a win for the side if, let's say, the other person runs out of time. So it's kind of funny. I was thinking about that, and when I saw this puzzle, I was like, oh, it's kind of a little bit similar to what had happened there. Anyway, right, let's have a think about this. So I've had a little mulling around this position. There's not a huge amount of moves you can make here. I think moving the king I can't see as being a good move here, because at some point this pawn is going to move and then we're in a bit of trouble. So one funny line I was just having a look at is if you move this knight over to f4 and if f2, I think that's checkmate. So that's quite funny. The problem is after knight here, this gives an escape square for the king, so you can come up to f2 here. So that's something to think about. So let's have a think how I could. So can I make this move work? Let's see, knight to f4, threatening that. I mean, another move as well is he could just move this e3 pawn, but then checkmate comes over on d3, so that's funny. So let's see, come here, king goes up. See, it's a forced move, and I don't really see anything more after that. And really I feel like I need to keep the king over there to be able to win this particular position. Other obvious moves here that I was looking at and maybe analysing is taking here on e4. So if I take there, then he's got two available moves. He can either push this pawn, which I think, funny enough, I think might end in a stalemate actually, or maybe close to a stalemate. You take, then the king's got this excess here. Again, you know, you want to keep these pawns on. This is the trick to this win. You need to have these pawns on. Let's think. So my soup is just a bit too hot a minute. I need to wait for it to cool down a little bit. Very, very hard, this one. So I'm just having a look at some really ridiculous moves. So something like this could be interesting. Knight to f5. Then the king here and check over here. The king comes back. Can I make any progress from there? Ah, okay, I think I've got it now. Okay, so that makes sense then. So, hold on. Right, so king, so knight to f5. Okay, king, so then there's two moves. Okay, so there's two moves here that he can do. So he can push an f2, which is the first move. And have I got a good reply to this? I actually don't think I do. Now I think about it. So my knight's a bit too far away then. I haven't got a good check. And then if I can come back here. Ah, but then it doesn't matter where he promotes because I can then actually checkmate him on c2. That is insane. Okay, so that's the first move. So okay, just to explain what I've just discovered. Okay, so knight to f5, and then one move he's got is pushing to f2, threatening to promote. I come to e3. If he promotes to a queen, then we have checkmate on c2, a smothered checkmate. Very, very nice. Another move he could do, so just to go through this again, then here, and let's say he promotes to a knight. Does that change anything? No, because I still have knight to g2 checkmate, so that's really cool. So okay, so the pawn move he can't do. So then we look at the king move. So he's got king to f1. I throw in the check. He can't come anywhere further, so he has to come back to here. Now, where do we go from here? Well, I think then I can initiate the secondary plan, which is to play the move knight to f4. And that forces him, in fact, to... oh no, hold on a minute. Because then he's got access to this square. Hold on, let's go back here. This, and then this, check, comes back. Actually, not so clear actually now. Now I look at it. I wonder if there's some sort of zigzagging here. Then so here, check, comes back. Yeah, and then I think maybe I do a zugzwang. So I do king to c2. Forces that, and then come here. I've got him. Okay, yeah, and then I can come down. Right, so I think this is the move. So I'm going to play it. Let's see if we're correct. Yep. Then I throw a check. Good. Okay, and then this was the key bit. I think I have to play king to c2. If I come here, then you've got this. And you can't make any progress because his king can then just start running up the board. So I can't allow his king to move anywhere. So I've got to play a waiting move. And now I have to play, I think it's the move knights to here. I'm just having a look at those. So he's then got promoted, let's say promotes to a queen. How do I win that then? Promotes to a queen. Am I completely overthinking this? Unless do I... okay, I play back. Right! Oh, that's so cool. So I think I have to play back to... No, but... Oh, it does work. It does work. So I'd play my king back to c1. That's so cool. And then checkmate. Wow! That's such a cool puzzle. Okay, let me show you that again. So there's probably a few of you going like, what? What the hell just happened there? Hey, I managed to solve that in under 10 minutes. That's really cool. So... let's go through what that puzzle was all about. Okay, so it turns out this is a Sam Loyd puzzle. Sam Loyd, very famous composer. We come up with loads of studies that are a bit like this one. So, just to kind of explain a little bit more of my thought process there. So, I guess the first thing to note is the king has all these escapes because we can't let the king run away because we need to keep the king trapped in front of these pawns. This is the only way that we can deliver the checkmating pattern that we wanted. If the king ends up somehow coming up here, you're not going to get a checkmate. So with that in mind, we need to find some good moves. If we try and do something like this though, for example, then the pawn can just push and there isn't a clear way that we can win this. We take here, for example, well now we're just allowing the king to run here and look, this pawn is going to promote on the next move. Even if we, let's say, do something like this, the pawn can just promote, the two knights cannot win by themselves. So coming back then, instead of all of this, we can go to, so instead of all of this, let's say the main line is the king moving here, but I just want to show you if f2, this was interesting. So you can play your knights to here, and it doesn't matter what he promotes to. Let's say he promotes to a queen. We have a smothered mate on the king here. Notice the king is guarding these squares, the knight is guarding this square, so it doesn't even matter if he promotes to a queen. Furthermore, if let's say the pawn were to promote, and let's say promotes to a knight this time round, this time we well, we can still actually win with this actually, but there's also, I think, this move that's available. So you've got this nice checkmate over here as well. So that opens up as well, which is really nice. Now, other moves he could do, if let's say he pushes the other pawn, well, then I believe it doesn't matter what we do here, because if I get this, let me see if I can get this correct. I think I want to play this, which stops the king from coming over here. So the king has got no legal squares it can go to. Pawn push, and from here we need to... Now, am I getting this right though? Hold on a sec, because I feel as though that maybe that loses the thread a little bit. I think I do this, and then promotes... Does that win? Yeah, so promotes in d3, and if he promotes to a knight, similar thing again, I can come over here, checkmate on d3. Really, really cool that. Okay, so then we go into the main line position, which was in the end coming here. Well, again, we don't want the king to run up this way, so we need to throw another check in with e3. The king comes over here, and then once again, now this is where we need to come up with a bit of a waiting move, because we can't do stuff like this, because the king kind of keeps going, and then we're just going to have to repeat the position. He's going to come up here, or we repeat the position, so we're not going to make any progress there, which is why we need to play the waiting move c2, because we want to push this pawn forward. Now this pawn comes forward, we can now play the move king to c1 again. Really cool, as it allows then whatever he does here with checkmate on c2. Really, really nice puzzle. I really enjoyed that one. Thank you for watching anyway. If you enjoyed the live solving on the Sunday, please let me know in the comments below. Comment if you were able to solve this as well. Take care.